Hello, 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 my Dashers. How are you? So, as you can see, I have made it back home safely. Um, it was a long drive. I think it ended up being like 28 hours that I drove from Rhode Island back here to Texas. Um, I went the Appalachian Way, and very beautiful, very scenic. I had no problems. Of course, I stayed at the Loves Hotel, yay, for two of my nights. Miss Winter, hey, hey, how are you? Hey, hey, hey. I am doing well. How are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, made it back. Tired. I got back about, I want to say 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, kind of rested for a little bit and then picked up my lucky boy, which I'm surprised. Normally he like doesn't leave me alone. And literally he is passed out over there. Crazy as that is. I'm in Connecticut for the summer. Mr. Blue broke down. No way. Again? I was just in Rhode Island. Oh my God, we're in Connecticut. Hey, Judith. So, are you back from Alaska? All safe and sound? I assume you are. I hope everyone is staying. Yeah, I left the um, dehumidifier here in Dasherville because, even though I wasn't here, it's still 91. It was still crazy. Rhode Island wasn't that bad. It was around 80s, like the low 80s, and it was around mid 60s at night. It was really nice sleeping weather, which was kind of nice. Um, this time he's done. Oh no, Mr. Blue broke down, and now this time he's done. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I see that you're out of DigiKey. I think you were doing DigiKey, weren't you? So now you're in Connecticut. Joy's in Connecticut. So again, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Again, the internet's going to be crappy because I'm home. I'm home safe and sound. Tired as you know what. At the heat and oh no, I am zonked. Be made it, but made it. Okay, I get you. I know that feeling. I just literally came into town. I mean, I came home around 2 o'clock this afternoon. I kind of rested for a couple hours and then I went to go get Lucky, who was about, an hour away or 40 minutes away, and then came back. Um, he was with his auntie while I was in Rhode Island. I spent about a week more than I wanted to in Rhode Island. Um, but I had so much fun with my kids. I am not going to lie. My daughter and I went to Iggy's. Yes, Iggy's. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can actually show you. I think I put this on the post. But there's me and Iggy's. And Larissa's like kind of over in the corner. There's always a line at Iggy's, I swear. No matter what I do, Iggy's always has a line. I mean, the line is incredibly long, um, and just so good. They have excellent, like, New England clam chowder with the clam cakes, and they have an awesome, like, lobster roll you could have either hot or cold. Expensive as almighty, but well worth it. I'm willing to pay a good price for good food. So, yeah, that was my Iggy's run, which I absolutely I brought my daughter with me, so we both went, and just had a good meal. And I brought some home for Auntie for watching Lucky, so that was good. Looking for a new van. Oh, that always stinks when you have to do that. You left there in June. But at least you're safe. I mean, yeah, it kind of stinks that you have to find another vehicle, but um, it'll work itself out. I hope. I'll cross my fingers and pray for you, Joy, that you find, what you need. Because that's always what, is. I'm lucky that I still had Rickshaw. Like, I didn't bring Fuzzy, as you can see. Wait, let me see. No, you can't see her. No, you can tell. I'm still like, I got all my stuff. Um, Fuzzy's still in here, and I took Rickshaw up, the little vehicle with me. And I gotta tell you, it was the best thing I ever did because you are not gonna believe this. I have to show you. If you can't see this, I got 32.4 miles per gallon on the Ram ProMaster City. I'm like, wow. I mean, talk about saving some money on gas money. Yeah. So I brought the little van with me, left Lucky with Auntie, and then I brought Zeus with me. So Zeus, I don't have too many trips with him left, so I want to make sure that I actually, spend some time with Zeus, and he had a great time. I was actually kind of surprised because um, my ex and his new family, they have three Frenchies that are like puppies and another lab. So they had four dogs, and Zeus was like got along with them. And I'm like, he's such a happy-go-lucky dog that I was very, very surprised that they got along. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Getting ready for Burning Man. So that was, the reason why I took the little van instead of the big van, was the gas mileage. I knew I was going to get up there quick, do what I needed to do, and then come back. And so I left the big vehicle here and left Lucky here because I knew Lucky would not fit in that smaller vehicle. And so Zeus and I went up there, and I ended up staying, I think, about 5 or 6 more days more than I wanted, but it was still fun. And Rose is in the house. Hey, Rose, how are you? How are you? So, the reason why I went up there is my son, as you all know, ended up turning 21. So Lo and behold, there he is, 21, and that is his girlfriend that I got to meet while I was there as well. Her name is, well, I don't know if I want to give you her name, but y'all know my son Will from previous lives and so on and so forth, that it was his 21st birthday. So, and I also went to go see his drift event. And I think I showed a video last week of he actually gave his mom, a ride in his drift car that he built. So, I mean, engine and everything. So I was very, very proud of him for that. And yeah, he did a really great job with his drift car. And this is his team. It's called Night Call. So he's with the Lock City Drift team in Thompson, Connecticut. So I spent Saturday and Sunday at the drift event, and that was awesome. Hey, Nora's in the house. Hi, Nora. Please don't talk about gas. Which was cheap in California. Oh, 7,000 I spent was my 80%, but had fun the whole time. You know what? And it's funny with the gas prices also. I mean, the East Coast, I, I don't get it because they were like at $3 and like 60 or 70 cents a gallon. And I'm like, then when I get to Texas, it's like $2.78 was the last fill up that I got. And I'm like, literally $1 more up in the East Coast. And you could tell the progression when you went up and the progression when you went down. As you got higher up, you got higher prices. And when you went down, you got lower prices. It was incredibly. I'm like, wow, such the drastic difference. Nora's in the house. Everybody's saying hello. I know, isn't he so cute? Everybody's saying hello. I'm still not doing well from the double surgery. And I've been praying for you every day. Rose had a double surgery. I think she had a correction on a deviated septum, and she had her vocal cords moved over, not removed, but moved over. So she is still recovering from that. So everyone, please keep her in your prayer list for a speedy recovery. Everybody's saying hi, hi, hi. You guys all can hear me, right? All good? Uh, 475 in Cali? Really? Wow. Man. I mean, I must got it good here in Texas. I ain't gonna complain. Wow. Insane. And it's the summer. I can hear you good. Oh, good. Because, like I said, I'm back home. So you know the issues with the internet, guys. I will be so happy once I get fiber optic in here and I don't have to worry about the live streams anymore. Hopefully I'll be on the road. Um, I was gone for like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. At Sunday. Yeah, 2 weeks I was gone. I had only wanted to spend about a week and then 3 days to drive home. So I was supposed to be back last Wednesday, and didn't come home until today. So, but that's all right. I got to spend more time with the family, not complaining. Got to see the kids a little bit longer. Um, I don't think I've shown you this, but as I said, I went up there for one of his drift events, and this one always cracks me up. There is him in his, helmet and everything, because they're going pretty darn fast. I mean, they're smoking tires, squealing tires, smoking tires, shifting. Um, he did an awesome, awesome job. It actually was, I was so impressed at how well he did. And he ended up blowing his engine on the second day. So he spent most of last week just rebuilding his engine again. And with drifters or drifting cars, they say build it, drift it, break it, fix it. So I mean, it's this endless cycle, and so that's what he likes to do. Kind of fun. I gotta admit, I got into the car, and it was just wow. I had a blast. I'm not gonna lie. Um, let's see. Prayers to Rose. Thank God. There's texting. Yes, save her voice. Yes, exactly. Please, y'all, thumbs up. Aw. Thanks, Roserick. You know, it is so funny, but with everything, sorry, that's been going on. As you know, my life has been like crazy upside down. With the house, getting everything moved, to get selling that, building this, having to go see my kids because, I mean, it's his 21st birthday. It's kind of a big deal. So we had our 21-year-old vodka, and wow, I got to tell you, talk about a smooth one, which I know I told you last week, but here is a picture of the actual bottle, the actual bottle that we brought all the way from his, um, what do you call it, his hometown where we adopted him. And we all had a shot of the vodka, including Larissa. She had a little one. We gave her a little bit, and it was so smooth. And who would have thought that, 21 years sitting on the shelf, and it still was awesome. It was so smooth. But this is the actual vodka bottle that we brought back and kept it for the 21 years because we always said on his 21st birthday we'll crack it open with him so he can have some actual Russian vodka from the city that he was born in. And that was awesome. Hey, I know, where's your brother Tim? I know last time I heard he was headed out to Cali for a couple weeks and then coming back. Oh no, he got sick. He got sick, but then he had to go to Cali for a couple weeks, and then he was coming back to Chicago. Um, so I think he's in Cali at the moment. We were supposed to meet up and do the tip of Maine. We were going to drive up to the tip of Maine, and he ended up getting COVID. Yeah. So then he, was recovering from that, and then he had to go to California for something. Last I heard. Yeah, it was like over 2 weeks. I think he's in Cali last time I heard. Yeah. I hope he is too. I haven't heard from him. Um, but I've always been, praying for him for, again, the speedy recovery. It's never easy to deal with that kind of stuff. and it's bizarre because I think this is going to be another one of those flu things, um, where you have to get the new variant every year, but it's really last year's variant because it mutates. Yeah, and it mutates to the new strain. And if you're not vaccinated, you're prone to get it, and this and that. Um, and I think it's going to end up being like the flu shot, where you need to get the last year's variant inoculation. So you are less susceptible to get the new strain, but who knows? You know, I know of two other people outside of Mobang, um, that have had it within the last month. So crazy. It's crazy. And the funny thing is, even when COVID was at its highest, I was also going through chemo. So my immune system was completely depleted. And believe it or not, I never even got it, which is kind of crazy with being in chemo and everything else. And I never had it. So I count my blessings for that. But I think both me and my sister, and I think they contacted my sister because they wanted to use her blood as, you know, why she didn't get it. And I think at the time, because I'd just gone through chemo and I had so many other chemicals in me, that they couldn't use my blood because, I had not radiation, but I had chemo in my system. So, but I never contracted it. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful, but my mother did. She contracted it, but I never had it, which was kind of weird. I'm not getting no jabs. Wait, I'm not getting no jabs, not now. In the future. Ain't gonna do it. And it's funny because I I got vaccinated for the original first two, but I haven't taken any others. Not the booster, not any of this, not any of that. I had the original two, and then that was it. Only because you couldn't like go anywhere unless you had the original two at the time. So when it became less of a mandatory requirement, I just never got them. I haven't had it. Yeah, knock on wood. There are a few of us that have never got it. I mean, even like I said, even with me with my depleted immune system during the height of it, um, I never got it, which was kind of weird. And there are some patients that at the time I was going through chemo with me that did contract it and really had a problem. Um, but I didn't, which grateful. I live a solitary life. Um, and it's funny because a lot of van lifers are solitary in a way, and especially when COVID hit, there are a lot of places that weren't taking people in, and you pretty much had to be the solitary person. But even now, I mean, I would prefer just to be in the van and be happy, and I'm good. Uh, wow, I didn't know that. He's seen it a lot. So your vocal cords got paralyzed because of that. Wow. That. That's surprising. I think I remember you telling me that. Hey, Chef Santa, how are you? Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, It's so bizarre because I only had those original two, but I was already in treatment. So, and mine was breast cancer. So I was already in treatment and then I got the two. Wow, I am so sorry to hear that. Really? Or whatever strand. Hey, Peg, how are you? Hi, Chef Santa's in the house. Peg's in the house. Everybody's saying hello. Thank you, Rose, for putting up their wonderful channels. I know. Honestly, and I can't really say this, but I mean, I can't. I seriously believe that is what killed my mom. She had it in the end of January, and then she was cleared by her doctors. I think she didn't even spend one night. She was in the ER. They gave her a treatment, so on and so forth. They tested her again and said that she was clear to go home and just, um, shelter in place for 2 weeks, and she was fine. So she sheltered in for 2 weeks. She took another test. She was negative. So we went on the cruise. But I have also heard that some people that do contract it do receive blood clots. And I think my mom did have blood clots because she did have COPD. And I think a blood clot finally just, got loose from her lungs, went to her heart, and or something, or vice versa, or something got to her lungs, and just that was it. And because there was no other explanation, she didn't have an aneurysm. They didn't do an autopsy. They looked at her medical records, saw that she had COPD, saw that she was 79 years old, and put her death as natural cause. And that kind of really, to this day, kind of gets under my skin because we don't know. I she was fine. She's had this most of her life, her COPD, and it was managed, and she got cleared by her doctor. And so, how is it 2 weeks later, when we're on a cruise, that she ends up having this and passes away? So, yeah, there's a lot that I'm. It gets under my skin that the medical examiner was just, because of her age and because of her medical history, they just put it as natural causes. So, yeah. Hi. I know, right? Really? Wow. Unbelievable. If you- Really? I should probably check that out too. Luckily, I go to the VA clinic, so I try not to go to the hospital because it's way downtown, and to get there is really hard, and parking is just astronomical there. because it is downtown. And but everything you ever have to do with the VA is, medically wise, is always at the hospital. So yeah, I know. I agree, and that is what really kind of ticks me off because yeah, she had a medical condition, COPD. She had rheumatoid arthritis. She had lupus. She was 79 years old. He'd been dealing with this for the past 30 years. And you can't tell me just out of the blue, gone like that in a second. There had to have been something, something that happened. And, but they didn't want to take the time. They did not want to take the time. And that kind of irks me because it's like, I still wanted answers. Yes, I mean, yeah, I know she was old. And, you know, after a while, I know that her pains and aches because I was her caretaker full time for 4 years prior to her passing, and so I know her aches and her pains and what she's capable. And if she was sick, we wouldn't have gone on the cruise. I know my mother, so when I get a picture of her going 4 hours prior, really, so there was nothing wrong with her. So I have to agree with you. They treat people of age differently. And they just didn't want to spend the time to do the autopsy for her to tell us what she died of. Oh, low is 89, really? Wow. Yeah, my mother had the same, and she had not only low oxygen, but she had low heart rate, no low blood pressure, and but that was because she had been taking a lot of steroids and stuff for her rheumatoid arthritis for years. She had always had low blood pressure, but her oxygen level was always had to be that she had to have an oxygen tank 24/7. Well, she could sleep without it because she wasn't exerting anything, but if she was awake, she had to have oxygen, an oxygen tank. We actually had one of those Inogen ones that, were like a little crossbody bag that had it used air and it created pure oxygen through it. And it's called Inogen. So she had the Inogen, one that she could, put on her as a crossbody and have it because she needed oxygen while she was awake. So totally understand about low oxygen level. Yeah, you learn. Hey, just spent 2 weeks in my CC. Love that little man. 32.4 miles per gallon. Love that baby. I swear I do. CC Camper Lady, everybody saying hello. Let's see what else I can share with you guys. Oh my God, I have so many things. Ugh. Let's see. It's so funny because I've had, the week was crazy. The drive, uh, I had to get back because I had to get Lucky was with Auntie. But if I had Lucky with me in the big van, I definitely would have made stops. I wouldn't have gone, taken the 2.5 to 3 days to get here. I would have taken my time. there were some neat little places I really want to stop. I mean, Hershey, Pennsylvania. Never been there, so want to go there. Um, because who doesn't love chocolate? But they have a lot of caverns in like Asheville and stuff, and there was all these different little places that I wanted to stop. So I said, the next time I go, and I have the big van, we are just going to drive for 4 hours or so and go visit these little places I've always wanted to go. Um, Even take a walk up to Springer Mountain on the Appalachian Trail, which everyone knows that on my 60th birthday, the year that I turned 60, I will be doing the Appalachian Trail through hike. I'll be a Novo northbound, so going from Springer Mountain to Maine. So yeah, I want to be on the trail on my 60th birthday. So I will be going ahead and doing that. But I want to, check out Springer Mountain, some of the places. I have been to Fontana Dam, and maybe actually next year I might make it to Trail Days. So that'll be kind of nice. Weather and smoke has been nuts. I hope you're all safe in your travels. Weather and smoke. You guys have wildfires? Where are you at, Peg? I came down from Rhode Island, so there were, I guess there's some kind of tropical storm hitting or hurricane hitting Florida right now, going right up the East Coast. So I'm kind of glad I left when I did. There was some weather. I got down to just above Baton Rouge. I was still in Mississippi, but I pulled over to Love's last night. And I'm glad I did because it was really storming last night. Apparently, there was like severe weather warnings. And then I pulled over to Love's. I slept, I got up, and then I checked the weather, and it was clear sailing, clear shot all the way home. So I'm kind of glad I did stop. It was only 5 hours away, but I mean, I'd driven for 14 hours yesterday, and I was tired. I finally said, no, I'm not getting young anymore. 14 hours driving. I literally get out to get gas, and I literally have to like massage my legs to wake up, okay? Because when you're 350 miles or 202 to 300 miles on a tank of gas, and you're like, oh man, my legs hurt. And so having to get up and go, I had driven like 13 or 14 hours yesterday, and I was like, I can't make it. I can't make it the last 5 hours. I'm like, I'm too tired. Then I pulled over into Love's Hotel, and literally I said, oh my God. I took a look at the weather from where I was at to where I needed to go. And literally I was following the 10 from Baton Rouge. Well, no, I actually was a little bit New Orleans. I was in Mississippi about to hit the New Orleans exit, which 12 goes to Baton Rouge, and then take hooks up at the 10 again there. And then I took 10 all the way to Beaumont. And then from Beaumont, the 105, and then back home. So it was a straight shot. It was just, oh my God, I'm so glad I stopped. Because after I had gotten rested in, I took a look at the weather, and I am so glad I stopped and slept, because this morning, straight shot, easy. The sun was behind me, and I was just having just making my way on through, and it was so good to have. Let's see. Uh, you didn't text me the directions you took going up to avoid the Penn Turnpike and the Turnpike in New Jersey. Oh, all I did was I took Google and I added a stop to Tarrytown, Tarrytown. Okay, so when I did that, it bypasses all of the New Jersey Turnpike, the whole 9 yards. I go the Appalachian Way. I only paid like what, $1 or 2.35 for the bridge across to Tarrytown. And as soon as you get on the bridge, I take that direction off, and then and then it takes me to where I needed to go. So I didn't miss any turns or anything like that. It was kind of an easy way to go. So I don't have to, I mean, George, the George Washington Bridge from New Jersey to New York to Manhattan. I mean, it was like last time I went through there was like $13.50. I'm sure it's gone up since then just to get across the bridge. Now, when you're coming this way, the last time I took the bridge, um, there is no toll going out of the city, but going into the city, there was a toll. Um, they might have changed that. I don't know. But as far as I remember going out, there wasn't. But then the New Jersey Turnpike is right there. And so I wanted to avoid all those kind of tolls. The last time I went south on 95, there were tolls from George Washington Bridge all the way down to Delaware. No, Maryland. Maryland. When I got into Maryland, uh, all the tolls were done, but the total was like $150. Really? Now I go the Appalachian Way on the other side. So there's like a valley between two Appalachian ridges, and literally, I think it's 81. Um, Zeus is yelling. Did y'all hear that? Um, but I take it all the way up to Tarrytown and only get the one bridge. Smoke drifting down from Canada. Oh my God, Canada's already got wildfires. No. Oh, cataract surgery. No way. Zeus. Hey, there's Graham. Alora, Queensland, Australia. Oh, good day. Good day, mate. Graham's in the house. Are you okay? Are you okay now? Or are you still recuperating, Peg? Because I'm gonna have to agree with Rose here. Get well soon. Absolutely. Surgeries are never fun. Normally I tell myself 10 hours is my max. But I got up at like 4:30. I think it was 3 or 4 in the morning, and I started on the road at like 5. And so by the time 5 p.m. came, because you're gonna stop for lunch, you're gonna stop to let the dogs go pee. It's not just 10 hours. It's it ends up being like 14. By the time you take your breaks and you take your gas, you get out for gas, that's at least a half an hour. So by the time you get out, get gas, go pee, grab another drink and snacks, and get back into the car and go, that's a half an hour minimum later. So I have to, by the time everything is said and done, even though I drove 14 hours, it was like really 18 because of those stops, stops to eat, lunch and dinner. So 9 hours or 10 hours is usually my max for driving. But I got to tell you, man, boy, after 7 hours, my butt is like, oh God. So I can't wait to actually like get in the van and just go for like 2 months. Like I said, the next time I go up to visit my kids, I'm going to stop at these little places and check them out that I've always wanted to check them out, but never had the time. Like the little caverns and the little shops and the little touristy stuff, and maybe not, or hey, that looks interesting, or go to Hershey just 'cause. I've been to like Atlanta and all the bigger cities, but I'm talking about, while you're traveling, it's, hey, that looks interesting. Let's go check it out. So I plan on doing a lot of that. I know next year I want to do the Route 66 route from, I think it starts out in Texas, and then it goes all the way up to Canada. So I will be doing that next May, probably. So I'll start down in Texas in May, and by the time I get to Canada, it'll be nice and warm. So that'll be nice. Good day, good day. Terry, hey, it worked like a charm because Google Maps, if you don't put in Terrytown, will take you right to the George Washington Bridge, and that's not what I wanted to do. So if I put Terrytown, it goes all the way up to I think it's, what is it, the Mayor Como Bridge or something like that. They named it something funny, but it's, I think it's Mayor Como Memorial Bridge or something. And so, but the Terrytown goes right there and drops me right off in Stanford. So I don't even have to go near any of that downtown Manhattan, Brooklyn freeway mess. Because literally driving wise, I mean, if you miss one turn, man, it's going to take you a minute to get around to get to the right area. So I avoid all of that garbage, and I'm happier for that. So from Misery to Terrytown should get me around. Yes, exactly. It will. It'll take you right up. It'll take you right up. 81. Let's see. I took 81 for a while. I took the 40 for a while. 81, 78, and yeah, it'll take you right up. Terry, just Google Maps it to Terrytown, and you'll see the route. If you see it go to 95, that's the wrong route. There's another route that is on 81. I'll go right up the middle in between two mountain ranges of the Appalachian Mountains. There's like a valley, and that's the way to go. It's very scenic. There's a lot of stops. No problems on gas stations and things like that. Never had any problem finding, I was never worried about, there was at one point, there was a 120 miles without a gas station, and they fixed that. There's so many more gas stations now, and I don't. This last trip, never worried about it. I always had a gas station. Most of the time, I could make it to a Love's, which I got to tell you, if you guys are doing, if you are not doing this, you are pretty much missing out. Download the Loves app because this right here, 10 cents off every gallon. They give you a barcode. Now, sometimes when you scan it at the pump, it won't take. It'll say unable to read. More than likely, I've never had this thing to read at the pump. But then it'll let you put in your credit card, you take it out, and then you punch in these numbers right down here, right down here. You punch in these numbers, and it will give you the 10 cents off. And I got to tell you, this has saved me, I think I estimated it was like $60 because it was a round trip deal, guys. I always went to Love's. I always stayed at Love's. They have better, cleaner bathrooms than Pilot and Flying J's. I could more depend on them, so on and so forth. This 10 cents off every gallon is worth its weight, and it's free. It's free. It's in the app. So take a look. Love's. Right there. It's so easy, and you can even put it on your, what do you call it, your Apple Pay. So it looks like an Apple Pay. If you're at the register getting some chips or whatever, or anything else, like sometimes they have a deal. I think they were having a deal. You buy 20 ounces, get the third one free with your card. So there you go. Always have it in my Apple Pay. Boom. Definitely worth its weight in gold. It's free, guys. So I always stay at Love's, and usually Love's has the better price on gas anyways, and then you get 10 cents off. So it's like, heck yeah. I mean, think about it. You're doing 11 gallons. That's $1.10. So that $1.10 or 10 cents, yeah, $1.10, right? 10 cents a gallon, 11 gallons. Yeah, $1.10, I think. But after so many times that you're doing it, you're getting all that back. So it's like, hey, worth every. I've saved so much money just using that app. Totally recommend it. Uh, oh boy, this didn't update for a while. Let's see what we got. It's about $15 now. Jesus. 135. Yeah, literally. Further up north. Yep. But if you're going to East Coast, it drops you off in Stamford, Connecticut. So you miss all of that stuff down there. Lucky has been staying with Auntie, and he is literally passed out. He's home, so he's like relaxed. He's all good. Hey, Karen, how are you? Oh, Bay Area. Oh, it's always foggy though in the Bay Area. And well, just a few more things to fix, and I'll be back in business. All right. Well, prayers for a speedy recovery. Yeah, everybody's saying hello. Had to go to the doctors the other day. I told him, "Uh-oh." Yes. Where's it sore? I said, all around me. I told him, will always be sore as long as I call it an end. Oh my gosh, Graham. You're killing me, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is tough. I'm not gonna lie. Luckily Zeus, he is like happy just, in the seat. And he's in the passenger seat and he just curls up and he's great. But when I stop, I always make sure that he gets out, that he stretches his legs, that he does his pee pee. And Love's has a dog park, so which is great. I can leave him off leash and nobody has a fit about it. Actually, they had one person came in with an Akita, a boxer, and a German Shepherd mix. And this is like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Hi, guys. And the lady was very surprised because it's a Chihuahua. Zeus is a Chihuahua, and he's not the nipper, the biter. He's a lover. So everyone is like, he's like, I had never seen a Chihuahua so chill. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's my Zeus. So totally understand it. Trust me, it's not easy doing it that long, and uh, I'm longing for the days where I only do like a 5 hour trip. That's enough for me. Not foraging. I need to process some puffball mushroomsy bottom. Your hubby has been out foraging. Exactly. Oh, thanks, Rosemary. Yep, he's on his bed. He's all happy. Ugh. That is such, I mean, granted, the George Washington Bridge, at least it's a double bridge going back and forth, but it still backs up all the time, no matter what you do, unless you're like at like 3 in the morning. Oh, I love New York. Juice, Juice is a chill boy. Skyline, not much. Yeah, really. Lucky's the opposite. Yeah. Hey, Auntie's in the house. Auntie took care of Lucky these last 2 weeks. Yeah, Deb took care of Lucky, who's by the way passed out. Let me see if I can even see where he's at. Ah, let's see where he's at. Yeah, Deb, Deb, you're gonna love this. And Zeus is like, what is going on? Now, he's not allowed on the furniture over at Auntie's house. So I was saying to myself, why isn't Lucky like on my heels? Why? Because he's on my couch. Ah, that is so funny. He is out though. He's like, what? What? What do you want? Leave me alone. I love it. For 2 weeks, he's like, he's not on my heels or anything. He's like, oh, the couch. Yeah, not his bed. Not his bed. He's on the couch. Oh yeah. Well, that considers his bed. Um. Oh yeah. He knows he's home. He knows he's home. And I'm glad to have him back home. Yeah, he's a couch potato. Absolutely. Well, that pretty much does it for this week. That's funny. Me too. Deb's a couch potato. By the way, Deborah Ghetto is my sister. She's my best friend. She's auntie to Zeus and Lucky. I'm sure y'all know that. I gotta go. The bride is up. Yours to do. You know that's right. Skylar is to every chance he gets. Yeah. So, guys, that pretty much has been it for this week. I made it home, long drive, had a great 2 weeks with my kids. Um, spent some time with Larissa, brought in my son's 21st birthday, and I built a bed for him, but it was kind of complicated. So, but I finally got it done, and so we'll see how he uses it. I don't know if he's going to use it or not. We'll see. But um, I'm. It was a long drive home. I spent one, two, 3 nights at the Love Hotel. Made it here, so I am now going to relax. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. I'm home. I'm like, oh, I'm home. So there's no place like home, even though this is home base, and I know it looks like a whole bunch of all this stuff going on. Still moving and still trying to get rid of things, still trying to get everything together. But it is home. It's home base, so I'm glad to be back. And that pretty much does it for this week. I appreciate everyone. Stay safe, everyone, please. I see that everyone is saying goodbye to everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, and next time I come up, no, Terrytown, we'll meet. I just had to get back real quick. I missed my big guy. Uh, glad you made it home safe. Thank you, Brenda. Till next time, absolutely. Everyone stay safe. Karen, Cascade Kemper, buddy. Everybody's hugs, kisses, dances, loves, everything else. Please be safe out there, Rose and Peg. Please take care. Prayers for speedy recoveries on both of you and Chef Santa also as well. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. I'll see you next week. And as always, hey, stop dreaming it and start living it. Love you all. Bye.